What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In the previous video when I talked about my Honda Odyssey, I mentioned in the video I had a few problems. Today in this video, hopefully we'll fix those problems. So as you guys can see, I had a check engine light earlier today and it went away. But I'm gonna show you guys the codes that I'm getting. If I can get it to focus, hopefully you guys can see that without no glare. So cylinder 1 misfire, random multiple misfire, cylinder 6 misfire, cylinder 5 misfire, cylinder 4 misfire. So I have 6 codes, cylinder 2 misfire as well. Every cylinder but 3, so that's not good. The van's been giving me a few problems. In the previous video, I mentioned like at idle, it'll idle up and down by itself, kind of like a vacuum leak. It would drive normal and sound normal. Let me take these keys out. Drive normal and sound normal. I went to my buddy that I work with and he messed with it a little bit. We unplugged some things. We tested the map sensor. I think this van has a map sensor, not a MAF. We unplugged that. It ran fine with it. The throttle sensor or something like that with the throttle we looked at, and everything checked out good. And then it went away by itself. So obviously nothing we did there we fixed. It just went away by itself. I went to go look at the plugs to see if they need to be changed. And I noticed that there was a bunch of oil on the plugs on the front. The 3 front ones had oil all over them. So I knew right away that the valve cover gasket needed to be changed. So I went ahead and did that, or I didn't do it. I had a buddy do that. We exchanged the work. Shout out to Alex. I'll leave his Instagram somewhere on the screen right now. And I was hoping when I turned it back on, like the problem would have went away. I cleared the codes, but they came back. I had another issue where I would press the gas somewhere around 20 miles an hour. I would press the gas and I would get no throttle response, and then all of a sudden it'll catch it and it would throw me back. Not bad, I'm kind of exaggerating, but it would like kind of yank you back a little bit, and it did that every time, at least once or twice every time I drove the car. That ended up going away by itself, but I still have these cylinder misfires. So today we're gonna change out the coil packs. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. It was kind of too late to show you guys with the spark plug. I can show you guys the process today since I'm gonna go mess with the coil packs. I have the coil packs right here, all 6 of them from Advance. I'm gonna leave this set to the side, clear the codes when I get all the new coil packs in. If you're wondering why I have this little name tag thing, I had a little bracelet from the hospital. My daughter was born Friday, and it is, you guys can see that it's Sunday. So she just arrived. She's been out of the house for around 2 or 3 hours, and it's kind of embarrassing. When it was time for her to get in the car, my daughter, the van wouldn't start at all. So that's what made me come here today to try to fix this, replace the coil packs to see if it fixes it. She came home today, and I'm gonna show you guys a little, she has a head full of hair. Show you guys a few pictures in the videos. Head full of hair. Let me set this to the side real quick. She was born at 5 o'clock Friday on the 26th. Adorable. Let me go ahead and knock this out though, so I can go back to her and take a shower and whatnot. So the hood's already popped. We're gonna go out there right now. That is hot. I already have all of the covers off to make this process a little bit quicker, but we're gonna go ahead and try to cut this open with one hand. I should probably be using a knife, but this will do. So all we're pretty much gonna be needing is an Allen wrench. I don't know what size, to be honest. I gotta figure that out. I already have these covers off. You guys would probably need a flathead to take off all these plastic covers. And I wanna say it's a 10 millimeter. I wanna say it's 4 if I remember correctly. I know it's 1 right here, 1 right here, 1 right here, 1 right here. 4 is all I can remember. I have a 2002 Honda Odyssey. OEM coil packs is Hitachi. Those are like $97 each. So I went a step down from that and got NGK. The part number is going to be 48841. And I got a total of 6. I'm gonna replace all of them. So let me go ahead and turn this light on right here. Once you take off this cover right here, there's gonna be 3 right here, and then 3 in the back. Let's see if I can get this flashlight. 3 in the back. So you just follow these. 1, 2, 3. Really easy to access. It's gonna be this size right here. Let me set this camera down somewhere so you guys can see a better angle. Hopefully there's no oil on these spark plugs or the coil pack as well, because that means the gasket needs to be replaced again. It's still hot. I just got here, so I'm trying to be careful. I'm gonna disconnect it right here. Just press this little tab down and disconnect it. And then once you get this little Allen key out, you can pull it straight out. So no oil on the coil packs, that's a good sign. It's pretty hot. I mean, there's kind of a little oil, but that might just be from previous time, didn't burn all out. But here's the, I'm assuming these are OEM coil packs that came on the van. This van has around 216,000 miles. So we're gonna go ahead and replace these. So let's open one of these things up and see what they look like. We'll compare them to OEM. Smells like fresh pair of sneakers. Yeah, these look way different. This one's gray and this one's black, but the grommets are all fresh and clean. Left is the OEM, right is the NGK. So this is Hitachi. If you guys want to go OEM and have the money, there's the part number and the name. We're gonna go ahead and swap this out real quick. Move this plug. It's kind of tricky to finagle it in there, but it'll go. There's that NGK. I'm gonna go ahead and get this tightened up, set this camera down, and then we'll do all the other 5. Hand thread it the most you can. Under these coil packs will be your spark plugs, so that's how you change out your spark plugs. To do your plugs, this is what you're gonna need. I don't know. That's the spark plug socket, extension bar, and extension set. You would want a swivel as well if you have one laying around. It's really simple to change out the plugs in your coil packs. Here's the second one. A little bit of brown. I'm guessing this is just like the other one where there's a little bit of residual oil from before when we changed out the gasket to the valve covers. Set that one down and put the new one in. When I first went to go check for the plugs and change them out, there was way too much oil in there. Like it was covered in oil and you seen it all in the valve. That's nothing compared to what it was when I first went in here. Connect this back. Give it a little tug once you do it just to make sure that it's in. So one thing that I'm noticing that's different versus Hitachi, the OEM, is this Allen sticks out as to where the Hitachi goes into the actual coil pack. So I actually like this one way better, how it's like exposed. I don't know, I guess it's just like a personal preference. All the new coil packs are in and tightened down. All the connections are plugged in. I don't know if you guys can see that. 1, 2, and the third one's right here. These first 3 right here are the front. So the rubber pieces are pretty bad. Some of them are corroding. These ones are the back. The back one actually looks a lot better than the front. This one's kind of crusty. They don't look bad. The back ones don't look bad at least. But the new ones are in. Like I said, I already changed the spark plugs off camera. Not gonna lie, I cheaped out on these plugs. These are the ones I bought, $4 each. The part number is 2262. All this, the coil packs and the spark plugs that I wanted, all would have been around $600. So I tried to save some money and get cheaper plugs. What I paid for the plugs, I got 6 plugs for $17.23. And then for all 6 coil packs, I paid $385. And that's using discount codes on my speed perk. I'm gonna make a separate video on how to get parts for cheap on Advanced Auto. So let's go ahead and turn this into accessory mode. Take out our code reader again, plug it into the Obi. Try to do it without looking down there because it's hot as shit right now. I don't know what temperature it is, but it's gotta be in the 80s. My battery is at 30% on this camera. I've been using it at the hospital for the past day and a half. So 6 codes found. We're gonna go ahead and erase code. Yes. Erase done. So we're gonna go to read codes, store codes, and none are found. Sounds a little bit stronger. So there's how much I have on the clock. These little damn door sensors are annoying. So if I close the door, it don't close all the way. It goes like this. So I have to bump it with my hip. And then this is the driver's side one. So when I press it with my finger, it goes away. But for some reason, when I close the door, it don't go away. It's been like that since I bought the car. No matter how hard I close it, it won't go away. So I gotta figure out how to do that. If you guys know what to do, let me know. I want to keep it as OEM as possible. I don't want to duct tape nothing or glue nothing. I want to do this, but I know I shouldn't. I'm gonna get this car running good before I mess with the audio. It has no speakers in any of the door cards or in the back. The previous owner took that and the head unit. I'm gonna do this last now that I got the coil packs. Hopefully that'll solve my misfiring issue. Everything's island right now pretty good. Let me turn this light on. There's been a bunch of stuff in our place on this van. Looks really good under here. A lot of new shit. For an 02, it is not bad at all. But the valve cover gaskets have been replaced. I'm gonna close this and take it for a test drive. Get this AC going because it's hot. Yeah, that suspension, these coilovers are trash. I didn't mention that when I did a little reveal. These max speeding rod coilovers, I do not recommend it. You guys can hear it in the background. I try to be quiet for you guys, but how rough it sounds and like on the bumps, oh my god, it is horrible. This car is so bouncy because these coilovers are dog shit. You never want to cheap out on suspension, especially something you use every day. Like, if you guys could see how much the back bounces, like this shit is wild. Since I already did the coils and plugs, hopefully it solves my check engine, my misfiring issue. If not, we got to keep on digging into that. It could possibly be, I don't think it could be my cats, like clogged or time to be replaced. It could be a possibility though. My EGR valves need to be cleaned, all 6 of them. They could be not corroded, but there could be like a lot of, I don't know the word I'm trying to think of right now. Like gunk, I guess you would call it. So let's bust this U-turn. Oh, there's someone behind me, so we're gonna have to go hit the block. So yeah, it could either be my EGR valves or my cats. That's what I'm narrowing it down to. I don't see no vacuum leak. It doesn't sound like it's misfiring, but only time will tell. I gotta keep on driving this thing to work. I doubt I'm gonna be driving it like that because, like I said, my baby just was born the other day. So I'm pretty much gonna be in the house. I don't wanna take the baby out in public, especially times like this with Corona and all that. I definitely keep you guys updated. If you guys are curious and I don't keep you guys updated, just comment down below. I'm always in the comments and in my notifications. It's been a while since I went down here. These houses are nice. I should hit one of these driveways up. I'm gonna do that. Thank you. Another problem that I need to fix is it's just bugging me. It's nothing major. The LEDs on the odometer, you guys can see the drive one don't light up green, and a bunch of them in the middle don't light up too at night. And then obviously I got to get a new knob for that. But next up that I'm going to work on is both of the lower control arm bushings need to be replaced. I'm not going to get just the bushing. I'm just going to replace the whole arm. So I'm going to go get Moog, or however you pronounce it, M-O-O-G. It replaces the bushing, the control arm. It's just thicker and more high quality. They run around $214 each. So yeah, that's gonna take some out of my account. And then after I get the lower control arms on, I'm gonna get some BCBR coilovers. BC is really the only brand that I know. I had it on the Subaru. I like the ride quality. I'm not sure other good brands for an Odyssey. I know Subaru brands, but I don't know much about Odyssey or Honda in general. This is my first Honda, so if you guys have any recommendations, comment down below. It'll help me out a lot. And then after the coilovers, I really want to get this car painted, just like a cheap paint job, because there's a lot of clear coat peeling on both sides. I might take it to Mako, or I might hit up my boy who did my valve cover gaskets. He has a painter who did his hatch, and his hatch looks really good. After paint is going to be wheels, because I can stick with these OEMs for a little bit longer, but all I really need is new coilovers because the ride quality is dog shit. Let me try to hit some bumps for you guys so you guys can hear how bad it is when I hit bumps. Like, my girl just popped out my daughter the other day, but while she was pregnant, she hated riding in this van because how rough and bouncy this car is. Like, our daughter would just be, like, you hear that? Our daughter would just be bouncing around in her stomach, and that shit obviously hurts. These max feeding rod coilovers are not it. The back is hella bouncy and rough. The front isn't too terrible, but I do have a little bit of issues with the front. So I'm getting like a loud clunking noise when I turn the wheel. and of course it's not going to do it. Well, you guys can kind of hear something. That might be something else other than the coilovers, but it sounded like a spring when I turned the wheel. Sorry, I had a hiccup, burp, something. It would make a real like springy noise when I turn the wheel. It would only do it like, I mean, it would do it when I would drive, but not a lot. But it would mainly do it like while I'm at a stop or park, just moving the wheel. Like it sounded like a spring. The front isn't bouncy. I'm not too sure. I don't know nothing about these coilovers. All I know is they're like cheap eBay ones. They're like around $380 for the whole pair, which is cheap. Like if you guys know coilovers, you know that's hella cheap. Like the BR Extreme Lows or whatever are like around over $1,000. I know that, at least for the Subaru they were. I haven't really looked into the Hondas. I know they're up there compared to $300-400 ones that these max speeding rod ones are. This van hasn't been giving me too much problems. It's just the misfiring really and the idling issue. It's not gonna be the idle control valve because I don't get a code for it. It's just something minor. Grease the motor a little bit. Got out of Amazon for these low pro ramps for lowered cars. There's the brand right here, and there's what it looked like. I can't use the other ramps because the car is too low, but this is the first time I actually used these before. And there's that. I put it in park and shut it off. It's the grease, the bottom part. There's what that looks like. And we can see what the bottom looks like. So you see how nasty this is under here? I'm about to degrease all of this, make it look a little bit better. That fixes the oil leak too. It's everything that came out from under the van. So when I hit around 45, 50, oh my God, the steering wheel vibrates like crazy and it looks like I can't hold the wheel. No codes yet. I still have to drive it a lot. I only drove it like literally 5 minutes. The ride home is about 25 minutes. So we'll see if it pops up then. I know when I changed out the plugs and the valve cover gasket, it came on that same day. So I just got to keep on driving it to see. You hear how rough this suspension is? When we hit this road up here more, you'll see there's lots of bumps in the road. Hella rough and bouncy. The babies will not like this. I mean, my older daughters, they're both 3, they don't really care, but my newborn daughter, oh my God, it's gonna be so bouncy and rough. I'm bouncing right now. There's this big bump up here. It's not even big, it's just as shitty in this car. Oh my God, it sounds horrible. But I got like 5% left on this battery. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thought I'd resume it. Not even 10 minutes after I stopped recording, the light came back on. Right now it's cylinder 1, cylinder 4, and then the random multiple misfire. So I got 3 codes right now. The more I drive it, the more the other codes will pop up. So I'm pretty pissed. Paid around $400 just for it not to be it. So I got to keep on digging what this issue is before I keep on dumping more money into the car. Probably my next step is gonna be take it right here to Honda to get the EGR valves cleaned. It's either that or the cats. I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna end this video off right here. I'll see you guys in the next one.